In this lesson, we'll draw out the subframe for the bike. So this is the piece that we're going to be building here, and splines is going to help us to create this subframe, which kind of attaches to the trellis frame and supports some of the rest of this bike. And so let's go ahead and just go to Create, Shapes, Splines, and we'll just create a line. And we'll start by initially blocking out this outer line, and then we'll curve around in here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start right up here, and I'll just try to kind of follow along with the contour of this line as best I can. Okay, and then as we come around here, kind of make that into a more of a circle shape. Come up here, and we can always tweak these later on, but I'll just kind of block those in as best I can for now, getting the basic curvature in there. And then as I come around here, rather than continuing around on the perimeter, I'm going to go ahead and start going up this direction. Since this curve, or this line kind of continues up here, and then I'll go ahead and just stop that right up there. So end up with that line, which is really messy right now. So let's go in and clean this up a little bit just by taking these and moving them around. And again, this, when we drew this, it's all on the same plane at this point. Okay, so I'm just drawing out the line that I want to be planar with one another, the points I want to be planar, because you can see we have a lot of level changes here. So we want to be aware of that when we're building this. Okay, so I'll go ahead and just drop that in. And we can add some points to this later on if we need to as well. Just want to get the shape right. Okay. It'll be good to have some points that are, nearby one another, just knowing that we're going to be connecting these across, just like we did before. It'll be good to have some of these points in here. Okay, so just kind of clean this up a little bit. And rotate some of our points around. Okay, now I want to go ahead and take this point and move it right over this, and I'll take both of those and just fuse those together. So you can see it's still just sitting on top of it, but now it's in the same position, which is what we want. Alright, so once we've got this spline built out, this is going to be a little bit forward of the other splines. So what I want to do is go into the top view and just move it out just a little bit. Okay, so something like that. So the next spline that we draw will be at the origin again, and it'll be a little bit behind this one. Alright, so the next line, or lines that we're going to be drawing, are going to be the back part here. So let's go ahead and now go back to Create, Line, and this time we'll start at the bottom, and we'll come across here, and then continue on down the back side here. Alright, and get something like that. And then we want the same thing right in here. So we can start at either side. I'll just go ahead and start right here and just follow along with that contour. Alright, and we'll just end it right up at this top line somewhere. And then the center, I'm going to go ahead and draw that out as well. And this will be its own separate piece for now. Go ahead and undo that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and draw this out. And I'll just pull this around, and I'm just going to make this interior shape here. And I'll just go ahead and end that up and make that a closed spline. And then I can modify any of those points on any of these that I want to. Pull that up and down, and just create that shape there. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this in our perspective, see how this is looking. Okay, so we've got a few different levels here. We've got this one in the front, and if we take a look at this, this one will actually be behind everything else. Okay, so we can take all of these and again move these up a little bit. Alright, so we've got essentially a few different levels here. And we can move this one forward even a little bit more, give it a little bit more separation there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and continue to modify this bottom shape. Get back to my left-hand view here. Let me just smooth this out a little bit. It looks like it's a little wonky there. Alright. Okay, let's go ahead and combine all of these together. So I'm going to take all the splines and let's go ahead and attach the rest of these. So now they're all together, right? Let's go ahead and take this point. Okay, this is the end point of this one of these splines that we drew, and let's go ahead and fuse that with the other point there. Grab those, and we want to fuse right there. All right. And so now we want to start just connecting everything together. Right? So what we want to do is use our Refine Connect. So go ahead and refine that. And you can refine, for instance, right here. Okay? And then some of these areas we're going to have points in the right position, and others we might not. So I'm going to choose a linear in this case, so that all of our lines will be linear. And go ahead and just connect up those different pieces there. We can go ahead and connect these. So anywhere you have lines already, or points already, you can connect there. If you don't have any points at that spot, you can go ahead and add additional points there if you need to. Alright. So let's go ahead and just start connecting some of these pieces up. So we'll go ahead and connect the back end up, come across here. Okay, all in preparation for making a surface out of this. So we'll just come across and put that together. Same thing here, and same thing right up here. Just connect that up. Okay, so you want to just come across and do that, connect these up. Alright, some of these points, you can just get rid of this segment. And these are going to be on different levels, so that when we connect them, you'll be connecting from not only in 2D, but in 3D as well. As it comes out, we can see that these are different at different levels. Okay, and then you want to come in and connect this line up, and then connect it up inside here. Alright, so just go through and continue to connect some of these lines together, making a nice quad cage for us. Connect across here. Okay, if you need to, you can come across and create a new line here. So if we were to come across and just extend this across this way and here, we may need to add a new line through here. So to do that, you could just start here and come across and connect up to in that direction. Okay, so it's just kind of the similar workflow that we used on some of the other pieces, just using it on a different piece, and then come and attach there. Okay, for this piece on the interior, you can either add this now, or we can wait and add it in when we turn this into a polygon. Either way, we want to have some resolution there, so we can go ahead and insert a line right in there. Okay, same thing up here where this ends. Okay, we'll want to have some sort of resolution here. But to make that actual piece, we could, we'll just wait till we turn it into a polygon and do that a little bit differently. All right, so just continue on with this, you know, drawing these things out. If you've got pieces in here that you know, need to be refined, you could come in here and just logically kind of figure out, you know, what the best way to make something 3 or 4 sided out of this is. Just kind of cut that across there. All right, so once we've got that all finished up and drawn out, go through and just kind of clean that up. And then in the next lesson, we'll turn this into a piece of actual geometry, turn it into a poly, do some poly modeling on it, and get it worked out and ready to go. All right, so we'll go ahead and do that in the next lesson.